Welcome to the InSession Film Podcast for February 2nd, 2014. This is episode 50, Blake, and I'm JD Duran.
And as you just said, I'm Blake Pertuzit.
And I'm Matt Oakes. I'm on again. Thanks for having me again, guys.
Yeah, no problem. In case you're not familiar with that reference, Matt was with us on our extra film segment this last week, where he broke down the Sundance Film Festival for us. So thanks for being on that show, and thanks for being on this show with us, Matt.
Yeah, of course.
And on this week's show, this Super Bowl Sunday, we'll be reviewing the latest movie, Labor Day, and we're going to be discussing our top 3 best January movies of recent memory. And our third segment, we're going to discuss some of the latest movie news that came out with some of the latest casting that almost broke the internet once again in the Batman vs. Superman movie that is coming out. And then the last thing we're going to kind of discuss in that segment is the unfortunate news that came out just a few hours ago in the passing of Philip Seymour Hoffman, which was absolutely devastating news. So we will kind of go over not necessarily the death of Philip Seymour Hoffman, but we will just kind of discuss some of our favorite moments and what we liked about him. He's a truly beloved actor and one that I truly loved and appreciated. And we'll finish off the show with movies that we've seen over the last week. Before we get into it, though, fellas, how was your guys' week?
I'm pretty good. Just saw a few movies in theaters this week. I saw That Awkward Moment, which thankfully we're not speaking about because I would bury that one. I saw Labor Day, and then I got a chance to see an early screening of Need for Speed.
Oh, nice.
Because I'm actually interviewing Aaron Paul next week, so it'll be cool to meet him. I'm a big fan of his work, so that was my week.
How's your week?
Well, it went by too quickly. I mean, it was really busy. You know, when you're in certain industries here, end of month, usually it's pretty crazy. I wasn't able to actually get out and see any movies this week because I was working late hours every night. So I'm tired. I was ready for a weekend here. Finally, a Sunday off. Super Bowl Sunday here, ready to relax a little bit here and talk about this kind of stuff. So, other than that, just unfortunately too busy. I'm ready to slow it down here and get back to a normal pace here.
Yeah, it's been a pretty busy week here on my end too. I've just transitioned into a new job that's kept me very busy, but one that I've really enjoyed. This weekend I feel like has been really chaotic and just really busy, but yeah, I'm ready to relax this evening and watch the Transformers 4 Super Bowl spot that will be coming out.
Right,
so,
right.
I know that I'm the only one looking forward to it, and I'm okay with that. Outside of that, of course, as I mentioned earlier, it's been pretty devastating with this whole Philip Seymour Hoffman news, but we'll get in that a little bit later. For now, we got a good show. Let's get into it.
And here we go.
Once I had a child, he was wilder than moonlight. He could do it all like he'd been here before. Once I had a child, she was smiling like sunshine. She could see it all like she'd been here.
You're listening to the InSession Film Podcast. This is episode 50. Blake, I don't even know what to do to set up this clip.
And the thing is, I'm not sure it really even matters. I mean, just roll it.
How far are the train tracks from your backyard?
Running.
Limping.
20 minutes, maybe.
People come over. Often, randomly. Friends, salesmen, or religious people.
I'll make a run for it tonight, and I can stay out of your way until then.
I mean, they don't notice if I went quiet. Even for a little bit.
I just escaped from prison. The last place I want to go is back.
I'm stronger than you think.
I don't doubt that.
And I won't let anything happen to my son.
He's in good hands.
All right, Labor Day is written and directed by Jason Reitman and stars Kate Winslet, Josh Brolin, Gatlin Griffith, sort of Tobey Maguire, and a few other people as well. All right, what did you guys think about the movie Labor Day?
Well, first off, J.K. Simmons is also listed amongst the cast.
Yes, he does.
Maybe
Have a little
the fifth
scene, yeah.
spot. And he literally shows up at the doorstep for 26 seconds, and then we never hear from him again.
Yeah.
So I felt a little deceived in terms of getting my J.K. Simmons shortage.
Yeah, that's very true. He was just one little scene, and that's it.
Well, yeah, and I saw it listed with him and Tobey Maguire on the same thing. I kept going right back to Spider-Man. I was like, I want to see some interaction. I want to see him yelling about something for some reason. That was wishful thinking.
For sure.
Yeah. But I guess in terms of general reaction, I really did not like this movie. I thought it was super buttery and just predictable.
Yeah.
Really played like a Nicholas Sparks movie.
Thank you.
Almost arguably worse. Like there was just, it was all kind of predicated on this twist of events that we all knew exactly what was going to happen. There was no suspense, and yet Reitman really directs it as if it's this suspenseful thing, but with the score like boom 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 and like these shady casts into the woods, like you would think there's something that's gonna happen, but really just it's this lame love story that we've heard a million times, and it makes absolutely no sense, goes nowhere, and then God, by the time we get into Tobey Maguire's stuff and the pie making, I just
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. The thing with this movie for me is I'm a little disappointed in the fact that it was even directed by Jason Reitman, who's a director that I've liked in the past. Mm-hmm. I really loved Juno. It was one of my favorite movies of 2007, I think, when that movie came out. So absolutely adored that film. And so to see that he was the one that directed this, which I didn't really know actually until after the film, was a huge, huge disappointment for me. I do think that this movie explores some interesting themes and concepts, especially when we get into Kate Winslet's character. There are some things that they kind of touch on later in the movie that I think would be awesome if it was kind of its story on its own, but kind of within this context and in this story, it makes absolute zero sense. I mean, it's got a very weak setup to this movie. Everything is just kind of all over the place. The characters are not even woven together very well. I do think this is probably more of a script issue than a direction issue, but I will say, even though Reitman wrote and directed it, and it is based off of a novel, just nothing he really did in this movie was working. And it's hard to really pinpoint it down because it's all over the place, but that's pretty much the defining thing is there's a lot of elements in this movie, some of them good, mostly all bad, but none of them interact together very well.
Well, yeah, and I hate to see when you look at an initial, movie release and, trailers and what have you, and all that kind of stuff, you see a director that you've liked before, a cast that by all means should be able to put something nice together, some good names in there.
Yeah.
Kate Winslet, Josh Brolin, think about even just listing, Tobey Maguire, even James Van Der Beek has a small role there as well. And like you said, there's a lot of points in there that would be great plot development things or character development things in a completely different movie.
Yeah.
They have no point. And if they were to, go on with some of those here and really fully explore them, I can see that making sense. But here it's so jumbled up. And like you said there earlier, it seems like it's as bad or worse as some Nicholas Sparks adaptation.
I almost feel like Nicholas Sparks movies hit on a lot of these plot points way better than this movie does. I mean, even though it's trying to go towards that a little bit, like even Safe Haven, which I feel like is one of the worst of the Nicholas Sparks movies, hit on those elements a lot more than what this movie did. This movie had no idea what it was doing. For the entire version of our podcast, be sure to subscribe to us on iTunes or on Stitcher, or check us out online at InSessionFilm.com.